Welcome to the stretching revolution. Do you have tight hamstrings? Out of all of the ways to stretch the hamstrings, which hamstring stretch addresses why the hamstrings are tight? None of them. If a stretch did address why a hamstring is tight, which hamstring is it? The hamstrings have a primary responsibility of extending the hip, flexing the knee, rotating the knee, and posterior pelvic tilt. However, they do have help in all of these motions. For stability or function, what do you think happens if any one muscle is weak? The other muscles work harder to compensate for it. You can't feel weakness not working. You only feel the working muscles overworking. So why place passive, stressful tension, risking excessive tears causing harm when it's safer to be active? Motion should be taught, not forced. Muscles are like rubber bands. The only time they work is when something is pulling them longer. You pull a little, it works a little. The more you pull, the more they work. No one has ever or will ever take a band in a lengthened, tense position, be asked to relax the tension, and stretch it longer. It's common sense. You know for a fact that if any resistance is attempting to pull or push the hand down in this motion, the bicep is what's being made to work. For this motion to be a bicep curl versus tricep extension, the effort needs to be directed so that it's attempting to pull the bicep longer. Whether from underneath, pulling down, or from above, pushing down, no matter the intention, if the resistance is pulling or pushing up, the biceps are not responsible for the motion. That would be the triceps. Tightness and pain are a fire alarm. If the fire alarm sounds in the lobby, where is the fire? Disabling the fire alarm does not put out the fire. When you find the fire and put it out, the alarm ceases to sound. I can't say the fire alarm went off because it's common to say the fire alarm went off, but really meaning that it actually came on. That's just as paradoxical as stretching to relax. The last thing the nervous system wants to hear and the last thing the body wants to do when in an end range position and a resistance is attempting to move it beyond that end point is relax. So stop trying to rip your body apart. Or the worst, stop letting someone else try to rip your body apart. You don't truly know the integrity of the muscles, tendons, and ligaments, and the person stretching you has no clue either. Your active range of motion versus passive range of motion, what you can do on your own versus motion created by an external force. The distance between active range of motion and passive range of motion equals the amount of uncontrolled motion and or joint vulnerability. The humerus is held into the scapula only by muscles, tendons, and ligaments, and pushing or pulling one end of the bone one direction equals the other end wanting to go the opposite direction. If the muscles, tendons, or ligaments of a joint were to relax during a forced stretch, the joint would dislocate. You can safely teach active range of motion simply by turning the force around. For the trap stretch, reach across as usual, but don't grab your arm and pull. Place the opposite hand on the inside of the elbow, pushing elbow and opposite hand into each other. Then together, try to touch the inside of your elbow to the front of the opposite shoulder. For the triceps/lat stretch, reach up as usual, but don't grab and pull. Place the opposite hand on the back side of the elbow, pushing elbow and opposite hand into each other. Then together, reach elbow behind your head as far as possible. Then give yourself a pat in the back for finally doing it right. For the biceps/pec stretch, reach out as usual, but rather than grabbing a hold of something, put the back of the hand against it. Press into it as you turn your body away from it. With the arm straight, it's for the bicep. With the arm bent, it's for the pec. The hamstring stretch, reach down as usual, but rather than hanging over or pulling the leg or foot, place your hands on front of your leg and push back. Keep the knee slightly bent and don't let it extend back. Also pushing down toward or into the floor. For the quad/hip flexor stretch, bend the knee as usual. Rather than pulling on the ankle, put your hands or your fingers on the back side of the heel. Press the heel up into the hands or the fingers. Your cramp means your hamstrings are weak. With Stretching Revolution, once you see it, you will never look at stretching the same. The Stretching Revolution book covers different joint configurations to guarantee you moving and feeling better. It also covers why you cramp and how to eliminate them. The link to get your Stretching Revolution book is in the description below. Thank you, and I look forward to hearing how much more your active range of motion increased.